Hillsdale is secure because, everybody's, well, Hillsdale, it can't happen here. I did a recount in 2020 in Jefferson Township, and there was huge problems with the vote. The 2022 vote, we knew, and we saw that people had their ballot, or their affidavits of identity thrown out. So this next speaker, I'm going to call John Smith up to introduce him because he's going to be John Smith's replacement, and I'll let John introduce JD.
Yeah. So JD would be a good replacement for me. He's got a big following across the district. As independent thinkers, we tend to sometimes butt heads with our leadership and whatnot, but I think I think JD can acquire a very good team to do district work. I did endorse him and actually, I whipped for him, if you will, across our district. And JD, why don't you come on up here? Please, support JD in the 5th District and give him your support. And thank you for coming in, JD.
I had a 2-hour speech. 2 things. He's the only guy who said he's running for office that wants to undo something. And I think that's incredibly important. And if he's going to undo anything, he needs everybody's help. So we have to start thinking about the district level. And the other thing I want to say is I took Sheriff Garleaf's constitutional sheriff course. It was $112. It was 15 hours, and it was worth it. And people really need to do it. Because once you take it, it is still worth every penny. Because then you understand how bad things are and how the Democrats have taken over the local offices, which render us powerless. And that's really the problem that we have. And so what I would ask for you tonight is start thinking about district and county. Most people don't think about district, and we have to start thinking about district. Right now, district is broken, and by that I mean the counties don't talk to each other. If you don't know, the new District 5, which has just been newly formed, is all the 10 counties across the bottom of the state. So we have one of the largest geographical areas, which makes it difficult for us to communicate, but we have to figure out how to do that. We have to do it. We have issues in Cass that will very likely affect you here. One of those being companies coming to our county commissioners that want to redistrict for tiny homes. And they want to redistrict our land for certain purposes. And this is going across counties everywhere. And we have to have the combined resources to fight back with that. So what I would like to see implemented is a reporting system where counties report to each other, and so that we know what's going on. Every county executive committee meeting would have a report of relevant information from other county chairs. We would tell you something relevant that's happening at our commission meeting. It probably very likely happen here. You need to know if we issue a censor. We just issued a county censor talking about what we consider the unlawful prosecution of Donald Trump and the electors. Censors are only meaningful if a lot of people adopt them. And so if we want to have a powerful district, all 10 counties have to adopt the censor. Likewise, you guys, if you guys adopt a censor, if something is going wrong with one of our representatives, if we want to have actual say into our congressional representation, all 10 counties need to adopt that same censor. Then we start to have some input into motivating these people. It's the only way we can start to develop some actual political influence. So that's one thing I would ask you to consider. The other thing is fundraising. Now, when I talk about fundraising, most people think dig into your own pocket and give more money. And that's a problem because a lot of people are tapped out. And the Republican Party has too few people doing too much work. And this is like one county that's, I think you have 65% Republican population here. How many are actively participating? So there's a huge outreach potential. So what I kind of see in the district is, and the Republican Party in general, is an education problem. And we lack training, knowledge, and skill in 3 areas. Fundraising, what is that? Recruiting, and how to actually run a campaign. I know some people that are trying to run some campaigns to get people in the office, and they're really struggling. They're not doing well because they have no idea how to run a campaign successfully. And that's something that the Republican Party needs to do. We don't mentor people. We don't put knowledge into the party, and we're missing some young people. Steve East from the Blaze, Monroe, the other night said, we think about elections, the Democrats think about generations. And this is killing us. They go after our kids relentlessly. And we have to, I confess, I don't think about kids. I don't think about college-age students, I just don't. But I have to change that. We have to change that. The Democrats do something incredibly intelligent. They go to 20-year-old college students and they say, you're important, we have a job for you, here it is. And we don't. We don't have outreaches on college campuses. We just don't connect with them. We have to figure out how to do that. So one of the first things that I want to do, I've already done it actually, and I announced this to the county chairs, is district fundraising for fundraising training. So I've got an out-of-state fundraiser to come in for December 9th to train people. And I've raised money to send 16 people there, Cass gave some money. We basically have $900 that the district is going to pay for if you will come and get trained in how to raise money for the party. We want to get some more. So I want to take money that we raise and use that for training. I want to actually train people how to recruit, how to fundraise, and how to run campaigns. There are classes and courses and material for all of these things, but we have to get engaged in putting more knowledge into our head. Goals I have. I would like to ask each county to give $500 at least to the district, just as a start. And that freaked some people out when the poor lady was very distressed. And she said, well, we only have $1,000 in our county. Now, I would like you to think about that for a second. That's a real problem. Representative of our party, of our skill set, of our knowledge, of what we're doing collectively, we have to fix that. And the answer is not that a few people give more, that's not the answer. But we have to work harder and make it a plan. All plans start with goals, so we have to have some goals. I have a goal to raise $100,000 for the district. I have a goal to see each county have at least $50,000, so we can start to begin to actually have some political influence. Now some people, they're just like, that's impossible. They're defeated before they even start when they hear that number. And it's because they don't know how to do it themselves. But we can change that. District 1, which is the UP, so far they have raised $30,000 for their district with 3 events. Now, that starts to sound more manageable, doesn't it? Okay, it's doable. Wow, we could actually do that. You know, if each county raised $50,000 for their county, because I want to see strong counties, and then each county raised $10,000 that they gave to district, that would be something. Because we do have district issues. District and county are separate. There are district issues that affect all of us, our congressional representation being one of them. And we have to deal with it. If we want to replace and get our own guy into Congress, well, that's a district issue. How are we going to do that? Okay? If we want to be strong in the county, then the county needs strength locally. So, but we have to start thinking about both. Right now we don't. So I would like you to begin thinking about raising money for county and raising money for district. And it's not a zero-sum game. There are some county chairs right now thinking, but if we raise for district, I'm hurting my county. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. It's just, think about it. If you send money to district, it doesn't mean that your county is going to be less, okay? We have to change that thinking. Both things are important, both things are different, and both things need to be funded. The other thing I would like is 5 volunteers from each county to participate in district. In a couple weeks, we're going to vote on passing the district bylaws, and to me, the most important part is the formation of standing committees. These are the committees that will actually get work done. Now, you don't need to be a member of the district to be a volunteer to work on the standing committee. But this will be for recruiting, this will be for fundraising, this will be for campaign management, this will be like how the work gets done. And so we need people from all of the counties to be focused on this to be effective. I'm done. December 9th. Training, your job is to send some people from here to training that the district is paying for to get trained how to raise more money.
December 9th, who can do that? Who can volunteer for that? I'm gonna put you on the spot, raise your hand now if you can.
I think the membership has already.
On December 9th, yes. But that doesn't mean that 5 people can't go to the congressional district to help out. I'd like to thank JD for coming. JD has worked very, very closely with Darleaf and the election accountability people. He's traveled around the state giving evidence and stuff. So I think he's a good pick for 5th District. Let's give him a hand. I'm 2 minutes over schedule right now. So we're gonna wrap this up real quick. Josh wanted to thank all the volunteers that went to the wrestling event to run the booth. That was Lance and I. It was quite wild. We had a pretty good time. Froze to death, but it was a good event. And we had a lot of people come up to the booth and get a lot of information. One of the things that we had at the booth was the MIGOP vote to throw the fake party out and those of the fake party. And there was a lot of people that weren't just browsing it, they were absolutely picking it up, taking other copies with them, and spreading them around. So that was a good event. Thank you for all the volunteers that sacrificed time to help with these monthly forums throughout the year. How many people appreciate this type of a forum and get all this information once a month? I think it's tremendous. People don't realize how much time goes into this, and Josh dedicates a tremendous amount of time. And he is a father that's busy with his kids and busy doing a living, traveling throughout the United States, different states. And he still takes the time and the dedication to do this. That's important. And let's give him a round of applause for that. And then Tony and Laura and some of the others that dedicate their time to cook and put on a meal like this. I'm telling you, it helps with my investment. Let's give them a round of applause. I've never had bad food here, never. Just a reminder, the 2024 membership is now open. See Josh Gritzmaker to sign up to renew your membership. Membership is important, absolutely important. Members, please RSVP for the members only Christmas celebration. What date is that?
December 9th.
December 9th. Okay, so if you're not going to go if you're not going to be one of the 5 that volunteers to go to the district meeting, we'll see you at the Christmas party. Please help us move some inventory, signs, shirts, make great Christmas gifts, and we'll help to generate, we'll help go to the general fund for the 2024 campaign season. Now, those of you that were in here when we signed the NDA and I showed the program, we're going to start getting that into high gear, and that's going to be important. And some of the people that talked tonight, I'm going to be talking to, and we're going to try to make alliances with that. We are going to start picking who our employees are in this county instead of them being selected for us. The next public meeting will be held in January on the first Thursday, January 4th. Will be a health-focused event with some great speakers. Put it on your calendars. And thank you all for coming tonight. And as always, God bless Hillsdale. God bless America. One more thing.
Do not forget to put Dan Rutan's family on your prayer list tonight.
Yes.
As well as the county, the state, and our country.
Thank you very much. Yes, prayer is important. Our founders, the 3% that fought to bring this country here, knew that without divine intervention, it wasn't possible. So we need to pray. Thank you all for coming. Safe travels home, and we'll see you next month.